Right, good day. We are going to start with some basic drawing exercises. We're going to go right back to the beginning and look at how we hold our pencil. So to start with, these are your drawing pencils. If you are unfamiliar with how they work, at the ends they have a letter and a number. Your normal maths pencil that you have at school is your HB pencil. Your H's are for the hardness of it, and they can go up. You can get a 2H, a 4H, 5H, 6H, 7H, 9H. That's very hard, very light, very grey pencil. And then your B range of pencils are for your shading, which we mostly use for drawing, and they go up 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 8B, all the way up to 9B, which is your softest pencil, which we are going to demonstrate in a minute. It's not necessary to have all the pencils. I usually skip one letter, so I'll have an HB, then I favor a 2B, a 4B, and a 6B. And over here we have a 2H and a 6H, just to show you the comparison. Now with our rubbers, our drawing rubbers, you have your normal eraser that you have for school, which is very good for HB pencils. Then you have a putty rubber. This is what it looks like when you buy it from the shops, and this is what it looks like after you've used it. It's a bit like Prestic, but it picks up the shading quite nicely. So when we start, you pick up your pencil. Now most of you are going to pick up a pencil and hold it like this, which is quite tight. If we were to hold up a pen, that is what we would do. Your 3-point pen grip, it is very tight on your knuckles. When you're drawing, you need to loosen that up. You need to be aware of how you hold your pencil, and it's no longer a movement like this. It becomes a shoulder, arm, body movement when you hold your pencil. So to start with, we're just going to do a few exercises about holding your pencil. So if you pick up your HB pencil and you hold it like you would do a pen, and you do some lines, you're just getting a feeling for what your pencil does. Okay, and you'll see the difference, because when you do drawings, you need to be able to use your pencil in more than one way. So if you were to hold your pencil like a screwdriver, like this, it's probably best to stand up so you can get a whole body movement, and you can see how you can move that line. Okay. Now if you were to change now and hold your pencil at the top 2 centimeters, all the way up here, okay, and see how less control you have over your pencil, but how more shaky your line becomes. Okay. You can draw on anything. Traditional would be paper, but you can draw on anything that's going to take a mark. So you can draw on newsprint, you can draw on brown paper, you can draw on tissue paper, you can draw on absolutely anything. Okay, so now with our range of pencils, with our shading and how we hold our pencil, if you pick up your HB pencil, just write HB so you know what you're dealing with. You hold your pencil halfway up its shaft. You see, I'm not tight like this, I'm loose up here. And we do a little squiggle line like this, and then we do a little shaded block like this. Don't have to push hard. You want to hold your pencil on the side so that you get that soft roundness on your lead point. And you can see that your HB pencil is quite grey. Okay, when you've done that, you swap over and do it with your 2B pencil. So write 2B, hold it halfway up your shaft, do a little bit of a squiggle, do a little bit of a shade area. You can see it is still quite silvery, still quite grey, a little bit darker than your HB pencil. Okay, swap over, pick up your 4B pencil, do the same. Do a bit of a squiggle on the point of your pencil, and do a bit of a shade on the side of your pencil. It's getting darker. Okay. Now your 6B pencil, you might notice that I haven't sharpened it with a pencil sharpener. I sharpen my 6B pencils with a blade. That's because I like to keep a round, soft edge on your shading part. If you have a point, sometimes you need a point, but usually with your shading, you want to maximize the lead that you've got. So I cut away the wood with the blade so that you keep your rounded edge on the point of your 6B pencil. Now your 6B pencil goes really, really dark. The pressure from each is pretty much the same. I haven't pushed any harder on the 6B than I did for the HB. Now to show you those H pencils that we have here, your 2H is very hard for architectural drawings, and if you need a very, very sharp point on some detail, it's very light. Run out of space on my page. Your 6H pencil is even harder. It kind of scratches the page quite a lot. I don't use the H pencils very much. I favor this range of B pencils when you do shading. Okay. When we are doing some drawing, there are different lines in drawings. Okay. You have outlines, which are edges. Okay. The outlines of things. Now in real life there aren't actual outlines. When we do drawings in art, it's the illusion of the outlines which we need to create our form. So when we've shaded it all in, our outlines should be absorbed into the shading. You have contour lines, which are the edges, the edge lines between objects. There are later exercises which explain positive and negative space and blind contour lines, and it will become quite evident what I mean by just a contour line. Okay. And then there are gestural lines. So if you are doing a quick sketch of somebody in motion, or your kid running on the beach, or your dog jumping around the garden, you need to be quite quick, not very accurate, but they're gestural. So they have movement, they have energy, they're suggestive. They're not a clean outline or a clean contour line edge. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play around with this idea of line. Now I'm going to use a 2B pencil, and you can do this along with me if you like. Lines that we draw with carry feeling and emotion. So what I'm going to do is run an exercise with you. So if I were to say fast and confident, what type of line is going to be fast and confident? Okay? And we're going to do that. It's going to be something like this. Everyone's going to be different, but a fast and confident line is going to have weight. It's going to tell you something. Okay? If you are agitated and nervous, what kind of line is going to be agitated and nervous? It's not going to look like this, that's for sure. It's going to have that nervousness about it. It's not going to be so hard. You're not going to press so confidently with it. So something like that, an agitated and nervous line. Or if you are angry and powerful, what is an angry and powerful line going to look like? Okay, it's not going to look like your agitated and nervous line. Now, if I had to say playful and happy, what is a playful and happy line going to be? Okay. Different again. Okay. So every time you pick up your pencil, you need to think about what kind of mark you're going to make, what kind of feeling you're going to put into what you're drawing, how you're going to hold your pencil, what type of pencil you're going to be using. Okay. If I have a shy and timid line, you're going to go slowly. He's not sure where he's going. He's timid. Okay. All of these lines together should make for interesting drawings. We are going to play with your rubber now, just to show you what it's about. We're going to get your 4B or your 6B. Here you go, 6B pencil. You're going to shade an area like this. A rubber is not always for taking out mistakes, especially your putty rubber. It's a drawing tool. So if you've got a very dark shaded area, and you take your putty rubber like this, you can draw into your shaded area. You can put in your highlights after the fact. And if you need a very, very sharp point, sometimes what I like to do is, it's like press stick, so you can mold a piece onto your pencil and you can get a smaller, finer point for your highlighted areas. When we get onto drawing actual objects, you'll see the impact of that a little bit better.